Hi there, Starscream here for a review, and yes, I know, it's been a while, a very long while. Very sorry, work being what it is, can't pick and choose what I'm doing unfortunately, so here we are. And here we are at this review that has been a long time coming. I hope I can do it justice, and the character in question, because he's a weird little bugger, I can tell you that. Right, Jetfire, Skyfire. Now, the definitions or the reasons between the two variations in the name is not something that I can recall offhand, because in the comic book run, the UK and the American one, he's Jetfire if I do recall, but in the cartoon, he's Skyfire. Now, I'm not sure if there's a discrepancy because I think the name, there may have been an issue with the name at the time. We'll get into why he doesn't look anything like Jetfire or Skyfire in a second, but I think there was some issue with the name at the time, or some other company had taken the name Jetfire and then they relinquished the name back, and that's why he's still Jetfire, but in the cartoon he's Skyfire because it had already taken progress and had been animated. Anyway, initially the episodes with, we'll call him Jetfire because I'm going to keep getting confused by calling him Skyfire and Jetfire. We call him Jetfire, he is Jetfire, we'll continue to call him Jetfire. It makes life simpler that way. So let's just talk about the basis and the character of him, or where he come about. Now, okay, let's first off, why does he look nothing like the cartoon, or even the comic book run? Basis behind the reasoning is that Hasbro screwed up, as they always do. They'd actually started animated, if I recall, this figure. So if you'd watched the original episode, there would have been an animated figure that looked like this. I think it had gone into production, they'd started animated, the drawings are up there, then Hasbro, as I just said, screwed up yet again, and because he's a Macross, Valkyrite jet, Macross said, well, you can't use that, that's ours, you haven't paid it, you know, you haven't asked permission, Hasbro, you screwed up, you lot of assholes, Hasbro assholes, and they said, no, you can't use it. So Hasbro go, that's a bit crap, isn't it? I'll tell you what then, we won't use him animated, we'll carry on publishing the figure, we'll say it's a Transformer, and we'll give it a different name, and we'll package it as an Autobot, and you can go screw yourself, because we're still going to use it. And it's exactly what they did. They did carry on using the mould. The mould is like this. I'm not even sure if this, if I recall, I still think this is an original Valkyrite head moulding. I don't even think Hasbro changed that. So what we essentially have is a Valkyrite jet, which Hasbro do not have the rights to, but continue to use anyway, but they couldn't use it in the animated cartoon. So that's why the animated cartoon looks nothing like the toy, which is a shame. And also the comic book run Jetfire looks nothing like the toy, because Hasbro were not essentially allowed to use the toy, even though they did go ahead and sell it off. Now, I'm not sure, yet again, if there's a discrepancy between the States, Japan and Europe as to whether they were allowed to sell the figure on. But, you know, that's another story. What we essentially have is a Valkyrite jet that Hasbro nicked and used as Jetfire. Alright? So, there we go. So that's why the animated one looks so different. Now, origins of Jetfire. Now, this one's really going to blow your mind. I think what's the episode? It's not Fire in the Sky, is it? It might be. It might be Fire in the Sky. I'm trying to do this off the cuff because I could go and look this up. And that would require work on my behalf, and I really don't feel like doing it. But if I can't remember this and tell it to you, you know, off the cuff and what's up in there ain't no point doing this, is there? Because anybody can go and Google anything these days, so even on your phone. So, origins of Jetfire. I should segmentate this as I'm going, shouldn't I? So you can just skip forward to the bit you want to see, like the end. Right. What was I doing? Yes, origins of him. We'll get there in the end, I promise. I do promise. I will not bore you for too long. Cartoon. Continuity. Skyfire, aka Jetfire, used to be and is a Decepticon. And he used to be a scientist, and he used to work with Starscream. Yes, I really didn't see that one coming. So, him and Jetfire, Starscream and Jetfire that is, were like this, you know, they're best buds. No, we won't go there. So, one day, they're flying across this planet they've discovered, which is Earth, and they're scanning it, and they're thinking, this seems quite an interesting sort of planet. So Skyfire, Jetfire, I'll just call him both names for the time being because I'm even losing the plot here. He goes down quite low. He wants to have a little look there because there's something significant they were looking for. I can't remember it now. It's 25, 30 years ago what they were looking for from my perspective. I really don't care. So they were looking for something, and he gets caught in some sort of terrible storm, and he crashes because he's a moron. And Starscream has a little look round for him, can't find him, thought, oh well, that's a bit buggered up, isn't it? And being Starscream, he sods off. End of. Boards now, the Autobots are on Earth, and the Decepticons are on Earth, and they're waging a war in the early 80s. And all of a sudden, the Decepticons are drilling in the ice, and they discover... Now, later on, let's race for the frozen body of Jetfire. They reawaken him. He still thinks he's a Decepticon. He still thinks he's buddies with Starscream, who now is a warrior as opposed to a scientist. Yeah, go figure. Would you trust Starscream? Would you trust him with it? No, forget it. But it transpires that Jetfire does not want him to be a Decepticon anymore. He doesn't like what they're doing. Starscream's mean to him. He's just mean. He does nasty things and shoots him. And Megatron's not very nice either. And he decides he wants to join the Autobots. But he can't join the Autobots because by the end of the episode he crashes again. And he's left there again. This is hilarious, alright? He crashes back into the snow. Spike's really upset. Optimus Prime's going, you know, that's a bit buggered up, isn't it? Right, back to the base, guys. First drink's on me. And that's it. That's how he leaves it. That's just they leave him buried in the snow until it's convenient that Wheeljack decides in a later episode Skyfire is a rather large jet and he could come in handy. So you know what, guys? We could have dug him out a while ago, but it wasn't convenient. But now we'll go back because Optimus Prime says it's okay because it's convenient for us. And they go and dig him up. You couldn't make this shit up, could you?